There you go.
Yeah, okay. Sit on the side. No, sit on the side. Sit on the side. How you doing? Everything's good? Oh my God.
Who's speeding on the highway over there? Who's that speeding? Like Barbara?
Yes, that's Robert.
Where's Mr. Torres?
Okay, who's two buds?
Yeah.
Hi, okay. I just wanna make sure that I'm who everybody is.
Well, you asked something?
No, Mr. Torres. George
Who-
Torres.
who- That where he's at?
Yeah, he's not attending.
No, he doesn't, no.
Okay, it's now, hello, good evening, everyone. It's now 6:41 PM. And this is the Economic Development
Did you hit the record?
Committee. Report is on, it should be. It's on.
Yes.
And the first one on the agenda for tonight is Two Buds Dispensary located at 694
696.
East 246.
241st.
My mouth was a little dry. Okay, please give your presentation. Thank you for coming.
Let's start first. Hello, everyone. My name is Howard Miller, one half of the Two Buds. This is my brother, Christopher Miller. We are provisional licensee from the OCM, Office of Cannabis Management. They've been provided us with the license, providing that we'd be able to lease a location and build out our store and open up for retail consumers. Our shop is very high-tech, security system in place, POS system. What else? Everything. Safe room. I would disclose everything with you guys because it's kind of secret, you know what I mean? I don't want to show too much, but we had shop drawings and, everything in place. And we'll be operating legally from 10 a.m. to about 10 p.m. every day. And on the weekends, maybe to 11 at night. We have cameras all around the building, cameras inside. Like I said, we have a safe room, a vault, 2 vaults actually. We're working with the POS system, Dutchie. What else, Chris? I'm from the community, was born up in the Bronx, raised there all my life, went to Evander, went to Odenville. Changed my life, I started a construction company, and I've been doing public work projects. Well, this is my second construction company. First one I was, anyway, long story short, minority-based enterprise, been in the area, do a lot of work in the area. Now that they've granted me the license, converting over to this a little bit. So I kind of be doing a little bit of both. My brother will be helping me out. So, there isn't much I can say other than plan on doing good business, take care of our community. I kind of want to get back, once I get this settled in, I kind of want to start a nonprofit organization to kind of help the youth. Because I used to be a troubled youth at one time. And then I kind of took the time to change my life. So I kind of know where they're coming from. I know how to identify with them, and I want to try to help them to make that transition as well. If I could do it, I know they could do it. So that's all I have to say.
Oh, sorry. Before we go on, just introduce the committee board. I'm Judith Benitez. I'm the chair of this Economic Development Committee for the board.
Alfredo Figueroa,
He's my vice chair.
I'm the vice chair, I'm also the chair of the Public Safety Committee.
I'm Ariel Peters.
You have to talk a little bit louder.
Sorry. My name is Ariel Peters, and I'm also part of the board.
My name is BxCB12. I'm part of the economic board too.
I'm Beatrice Cornell, I'm chair of the board.
Wayne Palmer, I'm a public defender.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I have a question in reference to, when do you expect to get your license?
Well, I first have to finish the building out the store, then I can call for an inspection. So once I call, it's my fiance. Once I finish the build out and I call for an inspection, they'll come and give me the final inspection, then grant me the full license. A provisional license means that I have half of a license with the hopes of securing the lease and building out the place. And then once they observe what's going on, security measures in place and everything is intact, then they grant me the rest of the license. So the provisional means half of the license until I finish my obligation. Then I get the other license, the other half.
So you don't know exactly when you're going to,
Well,
you're doing build outs, but you haven't.
Well, I have a schedule, my landlord gave me 3 months free rent, so to do the actual build out, so I'm actually on pace, I'm 2 months in so far. So I really was trying to open up in March 1st. That's me, it could be pushed back a little bit, but I'm doing the work myself, most of it.
I know you mentioned something about drawings. So I know one of the parts of this whole process is that you guys will have to get a space, build it out, obtain the necessary permits. I'm trying to log into DOB, but the system is down. Do you have permits for the build that you're doing?
No, actually, we didn't have to, because it's nothing structural, everything is pretty much cosmetic.
What's there now?
What's there now?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just me.
No,
What's there now?
physically what's there.
What is there?
Physically,
Yeah.
physically was a cell phone place, but now it's nothing in there, but just me painting and,
You're not putting up no sheetrock walls, you're not touching the storefront, you're not doing.
no, I'm not touching the
bathroom.
storefront.
But you basically, it's just literally just painting, flooring,
Yeah, pretty much.
cabinetry.
Little bit of patching, stuff like that, the display casing.
Okay, so, all right, and where you keeping the safe at?
The safe is in the back where it was pretty much existing. I just prettied up a little bit, put some new paint on the walls.
I mean, if you're
Put
just,
a new door in, nothing structural.
no, so what I'm trying to say is that, as you know, here in the city, most work that you do, you gotta get a permit. I know you're in the business, I'm an expert, so I'm in the business too.
Right.
So I just wanna make sure that you're not gonna get caught up in a situation that the DOB comes out and they give you a work without a permit for doing work that you need a permit for.
Right.
So just look into that, make sure that the work you're doing does not constitute a work permit to be issued. Like that, this won't hold you up later on. And that goes for you guys too, right?
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay, we want to do more.
Oh, yeah, OCM had wrote me back and saying that your proposed location is receive proximity protection from other applicants or licensees now or thereafter. Proposing to locate their cannabis dispensaries closer to yours. I'm a car license, a conditional adult use retail dispensary. That's the program that I fell under. At the minimum distance required between licensees and adult, basically, they say that if I open up the 241st, there cannot be another dispensary 2,000 feet in parameter around me. So I have proximity protection. They're going to email if you'd like to see from the OCM.
Yeah, well, let's keep that, but that's interesting because a lot of, you don't see our agenda, but a lot of people are supposed to come for this, and there's a lot of retail dispensaries that want to come up with Northeast Bronx.
Right.
So if you're saying that if you get first dibs, then no one else will be able to
Pass it along.
build along the area.
Nobody can come up there
Within 2,000 feet.
within 2,000 feet.
I wonder if the other people that supposedly wanted to do this.
A lot of people don't know about this because I've been watching and hearing stuff, and people are opening it close to churches and schools.
How far do you have to be away from churches and schools?
You have to be 500 feet away from a school and 200 feet away from a church. 250, sorry.
And 35 White Plains Road is where exactly? That's your location?
No.
Sorry,
That's
that's
my
yours.
location.
Sorry, what's your location?
My location is 696 East 241st. There's nothing, you can go onto the map store website, is what they use to gauge the distance between churches and schools, and that's what they use for the alcohol.
Okay.
Like if you're trying to,
That's going what, that's going westbound or eastbound on 241st?
Eastbound.
You go eastbound? Okay.
no, yeah, eastbound, yeah. I'm next to the post office.
Is it where that, cell phone company used to be?
Yes.
At your store?
Yes,
But,
T-Mobile,
Alcatel, something like that.
whatever.
yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a new restaurant over there by the name of Drips.
Good, okay.
I'm
There's a
right,
hair salon on that floor.
yeah, well,
Not on that, around the corner.
Around the corner.
Around the corner.
Oh, okay.
I'm right next to Drips, across from the hotel.
Okay.
Well, I know that we have, our committee members do have some questions, and I did want to ask some questions, but I know we also have some board members that are online. Clinton, your hands is up.
Good evening. Good evening. First, good evening to everyone. I just wanted to say that we would like to see him. We can't see him.
Oh, I see. No, they can't see me.
Can't see?
Yeah, sorry.
You guys want to just sit here?
Sit right here?
No, not on the floor.
Yeah, no.
Thank you. That works. I mean, just so we can see everybody when they're
Yes,
speaking.
yes, you're right.
Yeah, come over here.
So these two gentlemen here, Clint.
Okay. Are you, is Two Buds in the non-provisional AU queue? Are you in the queue right now?
Yes.
You're in the queue. Okay. Because I have the list. I just wanted to know if you're in the queue. Okay. That's it. That's all I want to know.
Any more questions from the committee?
So just one last thing. Okay, so you're not quite sure when do you believe that you will complete your construction?
I should complete it by the end of February. I'm trying to open up March 1st.
And you have a provisional license now, and how long will it take for you to get the full license?
Once.
If you look into it, a white man working a shop right here, and a black man working a shop right here. Them a sell it. You know, say,
Let's schedule a date to come out. Let's break the space.
Okay, and all they're required to do is just inspect the space. It has nothing else to do with how the business is run.
No, yeah, because I submitted all my paperwork already.
Well, we have to be compliant with what they require.
Okay.
First, they have to have a camera system,
Okay.
POS system, a security system, and a safe. That's what they require.
That's what they're required.
For requirements, they needed before we can open.
All right.
And then I have to also contact the community board. Just get the community board notice, which I have, present.
Just aesthetics I'm asking about. How will the interior look? What are we looking at? Counter space with chairs, with shelves? What are we looking at? How will the front look? I mean, how?
Yeah, well,
How
the front, you're not gonna be able to see directly inside the dispensary. Because they don't want us to be able to, people from the outside, to be able to look inside and see what's going on.
Okay.
So pretty much when you look at the front door, there's a partition, whereas you cannot look directly into the store. So, you know what I mean? And I cannot have neon lights up. I can't do no TV advertisement. There's certain things I can't do by law. And I'm in full compliance with with the law.
One last question, and that's it. Go ahead.
Quick question, how are you safeguarding against the
Youth ID checks. I have security that's already in front, and he checks everyone's ID as they come in.
And also the POS system is tied in with OCM and motor companies to certify IDs coming in. So if somebody come with an illegal ID, we can test
you'll
it.
be able to detect it?
Protect it.
Also,
I have a question. What number are you in the queue? I'm just curious. Do you know
My
your
last number is 438.
438?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Card 2023 dash 000438.
Is that Darren? Okay, I see a hand raised.
Yes, I'm here.
Have a question? This is the last
Yes, I
question.
do. Just a question for the two gentlemen. Sorry if this has already been covered. I don't know if I missed it somehow. Are you two affiliated, or what ties do you have to the district? That would be my first part of my question. The second part of my question is, are you familiar with that corner of White Plains Road and 241st and the activity that corner currently has? And what do you think bringing a dispensary will do to change the dynamic of that corner?
Okay, well, as I was telling the committee earlier, I'm a product of the neighborhood. I've been in this neighborhood all my life. I used to live on Carpenter, which is 2-3 blocks around the corner from the dispensary. I'm very familiar with the neighborhood. I know what the neighborhood is about. You know, bringing safe cannabis to the neighborhood will probably enhance our community in a way that we can shut down all the illegal, illicit shops, and we can provide safe cannabis for anybody who wants it and be safe doing it, and jobs as well. But as far as any other things that's going on, you know, as far as the illegal or the violence, I'm not worried about any of that.
Okay. So the loitering and the dealing that's going on adjacent to 696, you think will be changed based on your location?
Yeah, I think we're gonna upbring the neighborhood. I think things are gonna get better. You know, we're not coming to cause any problems or have anybody to prey on us. It's not gonna be that type of situation.
well, also, if you have a dispensary which is legal and licensed by the state, it's better than all these illegal stores that are selling. We don't know what they're selling, what they're doing. We losing tax money from the community because a part of the taxes that people pay is supposed to be circulated in the community for parks and schools and stuff like that. So our store
I don't think it's the stores that anyone has a concern with. I think it's the activity that goes on in front of the pharmacy, the deli, and it's such that's adjacent to that corner that you're talking about at 696. So there's an issue there across. I'm sure if you're familiar with the neighborhood, that motel has had a lot of issues. Adjacent that corner with the pharmacy and the deli still has a lot of issues. Across the street where the gas station used to be is still a bin and still has a lot of issues. And so now bringing a dispensary into that corner, you two are saying that this is going to be better for the community.
It will be better for the community.
Okay, I just want to get that from you.
Yeah, we run the type ship. We run the type ship over there. There won't be no illicit hanging out, so no goofy mess going on on our watch. Now, after I close my store, then I can't be responsible for what's going on. But while I'm there, everything is going to be running smooth and safe.
I have a question. In reference to hours.
Oh, you ready to? Darren, you done with your questions, Darren?
Yeah, I'm completing my question for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, in reference to your hours of operation, you're talking about basically 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Why so late?
Well, that's not really written in stone. It's just me and my brother throwing it in the air thinking that, you know. But I noticed from being there every night doing construction that the place normally shuts down around 9 or so, 9:30 or so.
This is a commercial strip.
It is, but as far as the activities and most people walking around, it starts to get slow around 9-ish.
That may be true, but the only reason why you might see a lot of people running around is either they're going for minute food or they're running to get home.
Mhm.
They're not going out there to shop unless it's emergency food. So, or coming off the train, coming from work. So I think you need, everyone is here sitting here needs to take into consideration your hours of operation on a commercial strip or in a residential area, wherever your site is going to be. You gotta take that into consideration for our district. Not this 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., 11 p.m. nonstop. This is not that kind of joint. Okay? This is a residential community with a strip for shops. And they have hours, they open early. Some of them close at 8, some close at 9. You can't be going all the way up to 10, 11 o'clock at night.
And OCM giving you a guideline as to the time that they bring?
Yes,
9 to 9.
9 to 9?
No, that's not true. That's not true.
No,
That's not true. They close at 11:59 p.m.
No. As old, do you have something from OCM that says you guys will open from 9 in the morning to 12 o'clock at night? You
no,
guys have something?
they want us to be open certain hours per week.
What-
We can't exceed certain hours per
How
week.
much is that? How many
I
hours?
can't remember what it was.
No, the law OCM guidelines, you can open from 7 p.m. to 11:59 p.m.
7 days a week.
7 days.
7 p.m. to 10?
7 a.m.
7 a.m.
until 11:59 a.m.
Pretty much everything that you see the liquor stores,
Sorry, p.m. It's 11:59 p.m.
basically, the rules is governing the Office of Cannabis Management is the same thing as the liquor authority. Whatever the liquor authority has going on, it's the same thing apply to us.
The liquor stores can't sell liquor before 12 o'clock. So
Right. That's the same thing that we have to abide by. Because all they did, I remember reading it, all they did was take out liquor and put in cannabis. So whatever rules that they gotta go by, is the same rules we gotta go by.
I'll make a look at that.
Yeah.
Hey, so one last question. Darren asked you if you guys lived in the community. Do you live in the community
Now,
right now?
I don't live in the community, I live down in the south, where, Southern Boulevard area. But I used to live on Carpenter, 4632 East Carpenter Avenue.
You, sir?
I live in Mount Vernon.
Okay,
But I work in the area.
all right. Any other questions? I want to close this section out for, to go into this resolution.
I was going to present you with some,
Sorry, I have one more question, if that's okay.
Who's that?
It's just Darren.
The last question, I have a whole bunch of other people coming. tonight.
Okay, my apology. So you mentioned the correlation between you and the liquor store. Have you been in touch with the liquor store that is on that corner to see what issues that they have? Also, have you been in touch with the 47th Precinct NCO to find out what issues they have on that corner?
No, I haven't, but I wanted to schedule a meeting with the chief of police, the 47, and go over some stuff with him concerning hours of operation, patrolling, protection, and stuff like that. But that was my goal, is to meet with the chief of police from that area. And
And
have,
also the liquor store in that corner to find out what their issues are?
right, but,
Okay.
you know,
Okay,
Okay, thanks.
thank you very much. I want to thank you for coming. Okay,
before you close, I want us to submit some shots to show that location that they're located close to schools, churches, and even one that's still in the van and Baychester, that school kids from the high school.
give it to him.
I mean, we just show,
Yeah, you pass one to each person.
but I mean, this has nothing to do with what you guys are trying to do.
Yeah, but if we open, let's, we might
We
be.
got it, it's already closed.
Okay, all right.
Jack is to hang around, saying.
yeah, I just wanted to see.
Okay. This is your first time doing this?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
all right. I just wanted to make sure in my head. No, I have a copy.
We have enough.
Okay, we made copies.
Okay, okay.
We made enough. Thank you.
Thank you.
438. Hard, CAURD, dash 2023, that 000438.
Okay, next on the agenda is Miss, this two LLC located at 3532 White Plains Road. Who's talking for the group?
I'm sorry, it's 3535.
32.
Okay,
And Donnie Moskovich will be talking for the group, but I want to ask you for this. I'm sorry, I don't have enough.
it's just for fun. Thank you.
So you could just introduce.
Yes, I'll introduce. Is this okay?
Yes.
Okay, this is our family, and these are my parents, Juan Taveras, Gladys Taveras. This is my brother Jonathan, and we have this beautiful girlfriend. We are here because we petitioned or applied for the retail dispensary.
Yes, I'm on the
My
phone.
father's
Another
building.
meeting.
Yeah.
The other one starts at 7:30. Right?
I think someone.
Someone has to mute their phone. Mute your
Virginia,
phone, whoever that is.
Virginia, the taxpayers meeting.
You just mute all of them.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I got this. Yeah, I got the link. Yeah. What's the same one you said? Okay. All right. When I get off.
Sounds like Sadie.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. So Donnie will come in after. I just want to introduce us as a family. It's my father's building, 3535 White Plains, and he's been the owner for over 30, like almost 30 years, Dad, or 30 years now?
Oh, almost 30 years.
Almost 30 years.
34 years.
Yes, and we've had a few businesses in the Bronx. We had grocery stores in a couple of places, Leland, Pugsley. I'm sorry. So we were raised here in the Bronx, and we definitely want to do this another different kind of business because we've always been into the grocery store business, and we're excited to be able to do the retail dispensary in that building in our community. And then right now I'll just pass it on to Donnie Moskovich because he's our consultant. And in the pages that I gave you, you'll have all the details of everything, our breakdown, our plans for absolutely everything. Donnie?
Good evening, guys. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Very well.
How's everything? I'll take it one step further. She said I'm a consultant, but we will be family by marriage very soon.
Yes, we will be.
Yeah, so we're actually more than friends, but just about family soon. So my name is Donnie, and I've been in the cannabis space in New York since 2015. We started in the medical cannabis. We opened up our 4 dispensaries, and I'm no longer at that point, and things have evolved into the retail sector. And then when we were chatting as a group amongst the Tavares family, we said, okay, well, you know, there's a building in the Bronx. You guys live in the Bronx. You're a few blocks away. We qualify for a lot of the, priority status. And we're not a card applicant, but in the last round of licensing, I think we're 179. So the OCM already had contacted us. They asked Mr. Tavares to get fingerprinted today, which we did. And the faster we move, basically the faster they'll issue those licenses. I'm not sure if you guys know how lottery works, but there's about 5,000 applicants. Many people filed multiple, so the numbers are really fictitious. A lot of people on there have 5, 6, 8 applications in. So they'll go through those numbers pretty quickly. So in this location, we had a bit different process in mind here, more of a pickup and delivery. So of course we'll have a small retail, but the goal on this location is to cater for convenience and to cater to the more mature crowd. We'll sell to anybody, but I'd say our target market would be between 40 and 80 years old. And we'll probably do, if all goes well, depending how everything is rolled out with New York, because as you guys know, it's a little crazy, 90 or 85% of it delivery or pre-order pickup. The goal is to make it a cashless store, you know, and especially on the prepay. New York's still ironing out how they're doing their prepay and delivery, but that's the goal there. And, you know, it's a small store. It's only 800 square feet. So, you know, the front section will have an area for pickup. It'll be mostly kiosk-based. So we'll have very knowledgeable bud tenders. The goal is to have very strong virtual assistance as well, in case you don't want to come to the store. Live virtual help. Basically building a digital business, you know, really heavy on the back end of the website with great functionality that will, you know, help, you know, recurring people pick products or let them know when something's coming that's similar or when their favorites out of stock or in stock. So we're trying to make it more of a convenience, you know, more than a walk-in. So again, we won't turn away walk-in business. This store probably won't have long hours, likely closed on Sundays. I mean, we haven't really gone that deep as a group yet, but we're looking to cater to more of a digital world over there than a walk-in.
Anything else from the family in reference to what Donnie just mentioned? Do you want to add?
You want to add anything?
One more.
Okay.
Is this your first operation
Yes, well, yes.
As a family function.
as a family?
But the person who just did the presentation, he's done these type of stores before.
Yes.
Yes, he has.
He's done them
We opened up Williamsburg, Brooklyn. We opened up Long Island, Huntington. We opened up in Rockland County in Bardonia, and we opened up in Utica. That was a medical license. That wasn't retail for recreational. We got out of that business in the medical in 2020. And ever since, I've been setting pretty much a precedence in New York State on getting some of these licenses and stores open. I personally don't own any myself, but I'm on that list as well, and I hope to have my store up in Rockland County, you know, for recreational. We have one opening in Nyack, New York, starting delivery tomorrow. That took us 2 years. That was a card license, so we just finished that one, so I helped that get open. The retail will be open in 3 months. So my communication with the OCM is a daily basis. And my communication in the industry is a daily basis. It's a grind. I mean, as you guys know, New York has things backwards right now. They've made a real big mess of this rollout. So a lot of it is kind of like figure out your own stuff along the way. The good thing is with the OCM is that they are giving extra priority attention to priority status applicants, right? So when we email them, we get a quick response because they want to give the equity applicants a strong chance of opening before anyone else. But they go down this list, and if you're not prepared, they bump you out, they go to the next. Like, they're not waiting too long. They're giving us 30 days to cure any deficiencies. So when we submitted, our first deficiency was fingerprinting. So that was done today. Every couple of days, they'll give us more stuff, and then we'll just have to complete.
No, we're fine.
Can you hear me, Danny?
Yeah.
Okay, no, you mentioned about discrepancies. I mean, what is OCM expecting from you? They just say within the next 30 days. What do they want from you, or what do they want from us, from the community board?
Sure. So not discrepancies, deficiencies. So what happened was they gave us very tough deadlines to file everything, and they made people do silly things, right? Because you had to have your real estate, you had to have it done by the 17th of November. Like, they made things crazy. So a lot of people who filed, like us, we filed with the important information, but the stuff they were asking that we couldn't get together fast enough is called a deficiency. So they give you time to cure it. For example, a letter of good standing that your corporation is not, doesn't owe taxes. They want a tax clearance form from New York State. A lot of things that you couldn't get together that fast. So you have to have a bank account open, all these different things. So those are the deficiencies that they're going to give us 30 days to cure. But we're well upon that. So like the insurance process takes 3 months. We're about a month into it. Banking takes 2.5 months. We're about a month into it. Those are the big components that are going to be not our obstacles, but our little hurdles that we have to get to the OCM. But other than that, it's really just. Oh, and by the way, it does get confusing because, as the last gentleman mentioned, certain people may have proximity protection, right? The OCM has not told us who has proximity protection. So, like, we're at 3535. I have no idea if someone is right next door and protected. That's causing some problems in the space because people locked up properties that they can't execute on. They don't have leases, they don't control it, they just filed for it. So they're falsely locking up properties. So the OCM is trying to figure out how to clarify all that. They were supposed to have, I think, a virtual map that showed all the properties where people are protected. These are the card licenses, but I don't think that's out there yet. So I think what they're doing now is a case-by-case basis. Like they're reviewing each one case by case. A lot of the cards will get open. I hope they do. But the reason why the OCM is doing this process is because they know a lot of the card applicants will not be able to get open, but yet locked up properties, which is bumping out other people. So that's why they're giving us short periods of time to cure deficiencies so they can start weeding out who can't execute.
In regards to the build out, like I was asking this gentleman, so I see that that's one of the issues that this OCM has, to make sure that whatever space you get, you build it out to conform to code, and then you have the proper documentation and permits. I know you said that what you're doing is cosmetic. You have to be, and I'm saying this to you guys too, so I don't know how the space looks. Whatever work you do in a location, you gotta file for permits.
Absolutely.
So have you guys done that?
I'm a licensed teacher, so
Danny, hold on, Danny. So have you guys, Danny, hold on a second, you're done.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Sorry.
No, he's done.
You're done, hold on a second.
Yeah, just hold on. Yeah.
No, we didn't file for permits yet. So you gotta make sure, the thing is, we don't wanna say okay to you guys, and then something happens with the DOB, and the DOB notifies them that you guys were doing work without a permit, and now you guys get put on the back burner, even though you came on time, and then somebody else comes with another application, and now supersedes your location, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta make sure that the work you're doing complies with the building code.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people, I do this all day. A lot of people say, oh no, I'm just doing painting, and then I go and they got the whole place cut.
Yeah.
You cannot do that. You have to file for permits. The violation for work without a permit is $6,000.
Right.
And they will stop the project, and it will take weeks and months to get it up and going. So if y'all gonna do work, make sure y'all get the proper permits like that. That part, let's not interfere, because if we say yes, no, maybe so, and you guys get held up by another city agency, y'all can't come back and say, oh, but we were here first. Just remember that, all right? Danny, you got a question?
Yeah, so.
No, Danny, you done. Darren, sorry.
Yes, I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
So if I'm sorry, your family, I'm sorry, man, what was your last name again?
My name is Claudia Inoa.
Inoa. Okay, so I just want to just paint the picture, and maybe you guys and Donnie can put this together once I'm done here. So your family has the business, you guys have the property, you guys qualify for the priority selection for the license. Donnie is the operations behind it, so he's involved with several of these businesses. So he kind of cranks these out, but he has no ties to the community. So he's using the leverage that you guys have in the community to get this through based on the fact that you guys have a community tie and he doesn't. So Donnie, how many of these are you cranking out in this process?
So that's not truly accurate. So it's one per time, and I'm only helping people get open because of my experience. I have absolutely nothing involvement. I have no ownership in them. I have no TPI in them. Tavares family hasn't paid me $1. They're my family. So they came to me for help. They've been around the space for a while. So, this is no ulterior motive here. So, for example, Nyack, my best friend happened to go to jail, and when he applied for a license, he got stuck. I helped him out and get open. Seth Marks. Up in Wappinger Falls, for me, it was a real estate play. And then I passed it on to an operator, and I got out of it. So that's not really accurate. I'm not leveraging anything. I have nothing to gain other than help them get their license open, and that's it for this deal. So I understand what it may seem. That's not the picture that it's trying to be painted. So I have no official tie to this. I'm not profiting off of this. I'm purely helping Jonathan and his family get open.
Okay.
That's it.
And you guys mentioned delivery. What provisions do you guys have in place for security for these deliveries, knowing that whatever deliveries leave your establishment are going to be having a controlled substance? What is the delivery security in place for these deliveries?
Sure. So I did send a package to Ursula earlier. I don't know if she forwarded it to the whole board, but we have some copies. We have a 4-page delivery plan in there, or a security plan in general. As far as delivery, so we're going to have to go through a third party, right? So the card licensees were allowed to do temporary delivery up for 12 months. We're not going to be able to deliver ourselves. So we're going to be working through an OCM state-approved third-party delivery company, and there's a couple of them in there now. So like I know Union Square, I know Housing Works. They're using Doobie, which is a company. So even though they weren't allowed to outsource it, there was a loophole that they were able to get them to deliver for them. So the licensing for delivery and distribution, we're going to be dealing with a third-party licensed person for delivery, not ourselves.
So in these communities where this delivery is currently happening, how much has larceny changed or been impacted in those communities since this delivery has started?
Good question. I don't really have the exact answer, but I can. So I'm not involved. This is the first one I'm trying to help open in the Bronx community. They've all been in the suburbs. So it's a good question, and I don't really have the answer, but I can definitely, get one for you.
Okay. Have you guys been in touch with the 4-7 precinct about issues with larceny and petty theft?
In our package, that's one of the things on our list, to go talk to them. This is beginning stages. We had no idea whether we would be number 3,000 on the list or number 100 on the list. So the fact that we have a lot of work cut out for us, the whole family does. So to answer all your question, all your concern, the answers are yes, 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 but we're just starting. This is 3 weeks fresh.
And Darren, hold on for a minute. Darren,
Yes, ma'am.
Just let somebody else ask a question.
Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Quite a few people here.
Thanks,
in the
Darren.
room. You were going to say something, and I want to hear what you had to say. This gentleman here.
Yes, basically, the common thing to Darren, it's kind of like, he is a family friend. I've kind of been in the space my whole life, with cannabis and this and that, but I'm more like black market. So that's why I'm trying to go legitimate.
Okay. Let me ask one short question. What streets are you with? No.
Cross Street is between 213 and Gone Hill Road.
Yeah.
There's no street in between there.
Right in the heart of everything.
Yeah.
We don't want.
Can I-
And may I ask a question, where is yours located at?
241st.
241st, right? Okay, thank you. I just want to, okay, anybody else online want to ask a question first?
I had a question. First of all, can you?
Darren. Hi, Bobby. Go ahead.
Can you repeat the cross streets there? I thought you said 4358 White Plains Road.
No, 35.
35.
Okay, but that's by Gun Hill. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So just to clarify, the landlord and the proprietor, that's the same company, or is there a lease?
No, it's the same. It's my dad.
So there will be no lease.
No.
My father owns the property,
Yeah.
and we're taking one of the storefronts for the retail.
Okay. And what's operating there now?
Right, the small shop is a pawn shop, and the bigger shop is like a tuxedo store, kind of.
Okay. And I think before it was a reference to, the stores being, I think, 2,000 square feet apart. In your view, what distance does there need to be in between these shops in order for the store to be successful?
In
Sure.
distance, what relation to what other retail store?
Okay, I can answer that. So, I mean, a lot of the community boards, and I'm not sure if you've spoken to a few other ones, they're setting ordinances within the community board of their own distances. And it's all really based on density, they have that rule, I think, of, is it 2,000 square feet that the city has? But I think that's changing or have changed inside the boroughs. So the state has that setback already of what is between stores. I'm not sure exactly that distance. And to answer your question, how many do I think will be saturated over there? It's a tough question, don't know. I don't think, and for obvious reasons, with the Tavares family, and this was Claudia's concern from the beginning, like, does she want to be in that store? Because they're going to be there every day working, right? Do I want to be in there every day in the retail store, or do we want to do something a little bit different and focus on the, pre-order, prepaid convenience, and delivery? So that's a different type of business than the other people that are trying to open that retail. We're probably targeting a different crowd.
All right, Donnie, we gotta cut you off, but we got a long agenda tonight.
Sure.
Thanks for answering the question.
Ariel had a question.
Yeah.
Madam Chair.
I think that as the community has been looking at, I hope you can hear me very well, everybody, has been about setting up a, marijuana in the community, right? Like, that's like the whole thing. I did kind of go through your agenda here, which thank you for giving us, everybody who gave us everything. A lot of things, they sound good on paper, but I just want to have more of an understanding, like, how is that practice, right? Like, so for instance, it talks about philanthropy and volunteerism and stuff like that. I think what people are concerned about, even though we have these IDs that you're gonna give and we're gonna make sure that these people have a card and they are of age, is that we are in neighborhoods with young children, young adults who do want to have access to this. So exactly what is the education, like what does it look like for our community in the base? Because it's great for taxes and it's great that you guys are pulling in money, but there's only but so much jobs you can, because everybody said that we have a small space. I don't know how many workers it takes to get everything done. So that's still only a substantial amount of people who can get that job, even if they're community members. They may be members of your family. You may not need anybody in the community in order to hire, but exactly what does that education, what does that volunteer, what does that philanthropy look like in this district, in this community board district? Like, what does that look like for us? Because I think that when he's asking about the 47th precinct and he's asking about the violence that's going on, I think he just wants to make sure that there's some type of safety, but also, like, what is it gonna, help when it comes to, like, the other people who live in the community?
Well,
that's kind of loaded.
Well, that's why we have to work with the community board, right?
Hold on. We're not done.
I kind of want the family to answer this one, since Donnie, you explained very well, but I would prefer the family to answer.
Yeah, from now on, moving forward, I think you guys should speak, and Danny did his part.
Okay, yeah, so I thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak, because I want just to let you know that this is a new type of business for us, but my family has been in the business for a long time. I am also a licensed realtor, so I understand all your concerns about the permits, et cetera, and things like that.
Ariel, if I may interject, I'll be honest, I'm just the girlfriend, not a blood family. Okay, but as a secondary ed teacher, that kind of was my part of the agenda.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
philanthropy and the altruism and the give back is more my end. Being a high school teacher in an inner city urban school, it's kind of what George was talking about. They're constantly going into these illegal vape shops, these smoke shops, and they're getting these things that are making them seizure in school. OD in school. Every day we have ambulances and police in the building because they're picking up products that are fake or they don't know what the actual measurements are, the dosages are. And these guys at gas stations, these smoke shops are just selling it to the kids. And that is one of our biggest concerns. So even if we do outreach and we do hiring in the community, we're gonna be educating. We're going to be setting up a space where if you wanna learn about marijuana and THC, CBD, the different milligram doses, different levels to everything, come in. We're gonna have workshops, we're gonna teach, we're gonna educate. So not only are we gonna be doing that, but we're gonna have give back where our staff is going to go out into the community. They're going to be on the streets, they're going to be doing that old school, come in, check us out, come talk to us, come check out the website. Like Donnie was saying, it's really very interactive.
And that's something, I'm sorry, but that's something that we are doing actually right now. I am not only a realtor, but I am a leader and president-elect of a few boards. And I teach quarterly. So I am all about the education. And I think that that's something that is needed, just like hand in hand, I'm sure that we can put that out to the community. Because again, I think it's education a lot.
Yeah.
It's missing.
My friend is a cop, NYPD, and he started a security company, and that's what I plan on having also.
Like security wise, all of the security
Would be
laws,
NYPD,
NYPD.
Would be retired cops.
What are your plans for operation, hours of operation?
That we haven't hammered out yet. It's more kind of like the 9 to 9 we're thinking, but being community, being family run, you know, like Donnie was saying, perhaps Sundays being off,
Yeah,
you know.
and we agree, there's no reason to be open at 10 or 11 o'clock at nighttime.
Because if you know down there, at least by 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
8 o'clock.
Everything is
Such
usually
time.
closed.
Yes,
Besides
everything
a
is.
smoke shop or a restaurant, everything is closed by
Chair.
7.
Okay, so,
Yeah, I'm sorry, I have a question. Education is beautiful. My background is in the mental health field, but unfortunately, that's not enough, right? Like, how are we gonna really safeguard the youth? And you're located on, where do you propose to be located again? It's on Gun Hill and?
Yes, 35 White Plains.
And so, you know, there is a substance abuse clinic right on, Gun Hill between, Paulding and Laconia. And so it's in such close proximity, temptation, substance abuse. So I am concerned about the proximity. There's a school, Evangelist Child, right on Gun Hill. And so there's there's a lot of traffic of youth. And so I do worry about the proximity of your proposed location. And again, volunteer educating is beautiful, but
does
temptation
that
is
fall
not
under
enough.
security?
You gotta let the chair.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was just asking, I wasn't sure.
It
if
falls
was-
under a lot of issues,
Okay.
temptation, security, how are we
Yeah.
safeguarding the youth? Again, it's a substance abuse clinic there as well, close proximity, how is that gonna affect? And so those are things that personally I would be concerned about.
it's heavily trafficked with youth.
Yes.
Constantly. If you sat down there or stood down there and watched the trafficking
We
back
have.
and forth,
We actually
you
have
will see that.
Yeah.
And that's something you have to have a strong consideration as to how long your hours of operation will be and what kind of security you're gonna have, because once they know that you're there, you're open to anything and everything.
Yes.
Even your delivery service, right, like that's another, concern. Great for those that are able to use it, but anyone can even disguise as an adult. The youth can have an adult deliver for them too, so those are just things that I would be concerned about.
One of the things you did address was the storefront aspect, and we have sat and watched the traffic, the flow, the foot traffic. We've measured actually the church, the school, and the substance clinic. And I think that's one of the reasons why we were shifting more on the older demographic and the delivery, because our storefront isn't gonna be that loud, poppin', neon color, it's not going to be engaging, enticing
Correct.
for the youth, it's going to
It's
be
gonna be a plain stuff.
it's a legitimate clean front, because that's really not what we're trying to track. We're not trying to tempt. And I feel like with the right staff, with the educational philosophy, if we do things right, it's definitely something that
No,
we're
¿cómo te piensas por esto?
Yo no es que yo soy bodeguero, tú sabes, yo viendo mucho negocio, yo sé de negocio, bodega, carnicería, tú sabes. Yo soy
¿Qué
carnicero.
usted cree de esta nueva?
Bueno, yo ¿Cómo así? ¿Qué pienso?
De lo que está pasando ahora en Nueva York, referente a los negocios que van a tener.
Sí, bueno, yo lo que hay que tener mucho cuidado, ¿tú sabes? Ese negocio que usted vaya a abrir tiene que estar pendiente, ¿tú sabes? Tiene que estar seguro y pendiente al neighborhood y todo. ¿sí? Yo tuve muchos negocios, muy raros me jolotearon también.
¿Usted
A la
cree que
primera
es
bodega-
algo positivo para la comunidad?
Sí, yo lo veo positivo, usted sabe, esa comunidad yo la conozco ahí, imagínense, yo compré ahí de 90, compré yo ahí, entonces yo conozco eso ahí, ya yo lo conozco, cuando eso no tenía la parada que tiene ahora, eso no tenía ese espacio, que lo cogieron a la calle, eso uno parqueaba ahí, me después de cruzar la calle, no había problema. Ha cambiado mucho, sí.
So I just everybody that's on the line, I just asked the owner of the property, who's also the father of the gentleman, just what's his take on all this, what he feels or what he thinks about the whole situation. I mean, he feels it's a positive outlook for the neighborhood. He's been in the neighborhood since early 89, 90. He knows the area, he's seen this change. He's been in the grocery store business for, all that time, so he knows how to operate a store. And he thinks this will be something good for his family.
We're gonna be able to,
All right. Any other questions?
No.
No?
Very good. Everything has been answered.
Wayne,
Wait,
No, no.
anybody else on the line?
okay.
I'm looking for the application number. That's all.
Okay.
we should be 179 on the new list out of 250.
What's the name?
Juan A. Tavares, or the Juan Jesus Tavares.
Is that the name on the application? I'm talking about the name of the.
It is on the list. It's his name. It's not the business name.
Juan Tavares?
Yes, Juan Jesus Tavares. Jesus.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
One last question.
Yes.
Does anybody, yeah, go ahead.
What are the requirements to qualify for priority? How does that happen?
Well, basically, the hardest part when all the people that got licenses in the last few years did not open is that they got fake leases, didn't have real property rights, and also, once all that came about, they didn't have funding. So that is, the three hardest things for a store to open, and we have all those in place already.
The property.
We have property,
What's your number?
and we have self-funding.
My number is 2022 000 438.
So you're 438?
Card, CAURD.
Okay. This, everyone, okay, thank you very much. Everyone, I want to thank you for coming. We have, I think, one more dispensary.
Well, nobody was out there. So you guys are looking for a letter of recommendation from us?
Correct.
Okay.
Could I just go 1 second? I
Hold
present,
on, sir. So they're looking for a letter of approval.
Yes, right.
So we have to vote.
No, that's the mission.
Okay. So we have to go on this tonight. Okay, all right. Sir, you got the last comment?
Yes, with all this illegal smoke shops in the area. No, I'm just.
That's irrelevant right now. We know what's illegal. You guys are trying to do the right thing, stick to that.
Okay.
Don't worry about what everybody else is doing.
All right.
Yeah, that's, you sure don't have anybody else outside?
You got any candidates?
Yes. It's double check.
for them.
I know, but this might come in later. Mike, Clinton.
Yes?
Hand down.
Yes?
Your hand.
Your hand is up.
No? Yeah,
Nobody's out there. Only the gentleman waiting for the license.
oh, okay, thank God. All right. You should see my list. My list.
You got a big list.
That's why I'm kind of agitated here. I'm gonna ask
cannot loiter around my store. You cannot be standing around the store waiting outside. That's primarily our concern. Because it's a business, you come in, you buy, you go. Loitering is going to be a problem, and if loitering is going to be an issue, that's always going to be a problem for us in the community, because you have people standing in front of the store waiting, and that's what you don't want. And I'm not, and so what I'm asking you guys to do, assuming that we approve, and give you a letter of recommendation, is that, look, if you're in the business, you can't have people standing for your business. And creating a situation, and that's why he was concerned about that corner there, because there's a problem there with people loitering and going back and forth, and that's what we don't want to see. The question, what can you do, or how are you going to ensure that that doesn't take place?
And sorry, one question, please. As I was explaining to you earlier, I don't play that. My staff and my security is going to make sure there's no loitering in front of our store, because we want to make it safe for everybody in the community to be able to come in there safely and get their stuff and go home safely. What happens after hours, after I'm gone, the store is locked, I'm not responsible.
No, we understand that.
And we'll relocate. Yeah, but we locate, it's not that type of party anyway. I just want to say that.
Yeah, okay, so we got you, we heard you.
Okay.
And we heard you also. Any other questions for the committee? Okay, I need to have a motion and tell me which way this motion is going.
All right, first, thank you guys, all right? This is new for everybody.
Including us.
Everybody is gonna do this, they're gonna wanna do this, and you know what I mean? I mean, it is what it is. We appreciate you guys coming on a cold night. Okay. I make a motion that we give a letter of approval or a letter of support for the 2 cannabis licenses.
And that is for, you second it?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, this is going to be a recommendation to the board for, 2 Buds Dispensary located at 694 East 240.
696, sorry.
696, 696, going once, going twice.
Just add 240, just add 241st by the post office.
That's
right.
And you were 3535, right?
3535.
696, got it. Located at East 241st First Street, okay? And also for this 2 Limited LLC, located at 3535 White Plains Road. The committee is recommending to the board that we approve, send out letters of approvals for both these establishments. Okay, this has to go before the board.
So this is just our committee approval with the madam chair and the chairperson. This goes now to the full board for their.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind, okay, guys? Thank you.
Our meeting is next week. As a precaution, just listen in when my committee report comes up, just listen in to hear what kind of reaction we're gonna get from the board. I don't know what kind of reaction that we're gonna get, because this is our first time doing this. And it's gonna be an experience, and we don't know what kind of experience we're gonna expect from the full board.
All right, guys, that's
Okay.
no problem. You understand that?
Yeah. Can we be present?
Sure.
You could, yeah.
Can we chime in and?
No.
That
could be present. You guys did enough shining. That could be present, it's good. Y'all wanna be here, that could be here too. Yeah. You don't gotta bring the whole mob. That could be here. You know, it would be good for you guys to be here. You know what I'm saying?
Just remember
What
the
time is it
concerns.
next week?
Just remember the concerns we have, particularly your location. Heavy with youth, high schools, there's substance abuse clinic right there. We're gonna be watching, right? Like that's a huge concern for us.
And I just want to piggyback on what she's saying, is that I hear everybody saying like, no, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. I'm also born and raised in the Bronx. I love our children from the Bronx because they're so smart. Keyword, they're so smart. I'm just gonna ask somebody to go get it for me.
Yes.
I'm just gonna do other things. So like, if you have resources and you have things, and even the people who are adults, because let's not forget adults having their own resources. If you're gonna do it, like I wanna see it. Like I would hate this to happen and then like all that volunteer stuff just never happened.
But
Like we
remember,
didn't get there yet.
Just to piggyback on my colleague, you guys are gonna have to come back to us for renewals. So if within the time you guys are open to the renewals, if there's something there, we will not approve your license.
Got it.
Just keep that in mind, all right?
Is there anything that you would like to see?
Thank you for coming.
We can talk, but like just safeguarding security. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Not the whole while.
I can go.
Coño, usted no habló, ¿qué pasó? ¿Usted no habló?
No me dejan hablar.
Oh, yo no te quiero hablar, yo la voy a hablar.
No me dejan hablar, yo quería decirle que yo tengo delivery.
No, pero eso.
I'm just saying, I'm about to let it get.
All right.
That's what it's about.
Tú me dijiste que yo soy el chelita, que tú vas, no.
Yo voy por todos lados. Yo me quedé en Barça. Yo estoy conectado con los federación bolivianos, Fernando Marco y toda esa gente.
Sí, ok.
Bueno, yo hablo cosas, si estamos en eso. Lo mismo.
I just want to say to everyone that's listening now and on the, listening on the virtual and here, this is going to be an interesting road we will be taking. We don't know how it's going to turn out. If you saw my agenda for tonight, I had at least about six groups who are supposed to be doing. No,
2 minutes, sorry.
that are doing retail dispensary. 2 showed up tonight. I'm almost expecting the same thing to happen next month.
Yeah, me too.
That they will have this kind of rush to open a dispensary, even though they're not even ready to open their dispensaries.
My question is, how many do we want to have on the strip?
Well, that's the other
Let's
thing.
speak about that after we done with this.
Okay, but I just want to let everybody, this is the pause before, because now we're going into liquor licenses. I tried to break up this meeting that way, so.
We gotta talk for like at least 15 minutes amongst us.
Okay.
Okay, right, cool. Come on.
Who's
Have a
coming?
seat.
Who's coming in?
Have a seat.
Who's coming in?
You was, no, you gotta stand in the corner over there.
Okay. Now tell me who are you representing?
Primrose Cricket Club.
Oh, okay, and who else?
Name, organization.
Anybody else?
There's 2 of us.
There's 3 of you?
There's 2 of us from Primrose.
Yeah, both of you guys.
Please sign that. Who's the other?
We'll keep an eye, we'll keep our eyes.
Okay, that's
ears
fine.
open.
And where are you from?
Hummingbird. Hummingbird Grill and Lounge.
Hummingbird?
Grill and Lounge.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Now, I'm going into the second half, it's now 7:48. And tonight we have before us is the Hummingbird Grill and Lounge Corporation located at 1345 East Gun Hill Road. And this is a new establishment, am I correct?
Yes.
And who are you?
I'm Devon Pierce.
Devon?
Pierce, P-E-A-R-T.
Oh, okay. And you are,
I'm the owner.
you're the owner? Okay. Well,
1345?
Yes.
okay, hold on. Please tell us something about, okay, side comments. Are we finished? Are we finished? So we can, okay, Mr. Bird, Mr. Bird, would you please tell us something about your establishment?
Well, I just take it over. It's
What do you mean, you just take it over from where? From
it
whom?
was Ultimate Grill. It was Ultimate Grill.
I thought so, okay,
Yes.
that's what I thought, okay,
So I just take it over a month ago.
a month ago.
Yes.
And what are you going to be serving and doing in your particular establishment?
But it's a restaurant and a bar.
Right,
Dining.
What kind of food are you serving?
Jamaican food.
Jamaican, still Jamaican, okay.
I keep the same menu that you have, but I just add on a few more things to it.
He had an extensive menu.
Expensive, you said?
Extensive. You wouldn't believe the menu, I mean, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we want.
Yeah, we keep it same way.
Okay. Thank you for all this. I do have in front of me, thank you for all of the schematics and so forth, and all the documentation, I appreciate that. It's so refreshing to see someone coming fully prepared. In reference to the hours of operation, what are your hours going to be? Just off the top of your head.
7 to 11 p.m.
7 a.m.?
To 11 p.m.
Are you going, are you going to have any type of musical entertainment agenda? You know, is it gonna be just pure restaurant grill, bar and grill? Don't let me put anything in your head now.
Right.
Well, I have it in mind, we might have a little, like, say, karaoke is an event. We gotta keep the event on there.
Okay, even though it's a commercial strip, you still have your neighbors behind you. When you have musical entertainment and so forth, you know, you have to follow those rules for, okay. How long have you been in the business?
I have one, it's a family, 20 years a family. I have one on Boston Road, I'm in King on the Burg. I'm doing that going up 5 years now.
Where is that located?
That's between 213 and 2.
On Boston Road?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so this is your second site?
Yes. But we have 8 in the family, this right number 8 in the family.
Oh, okay.
And the Hummingbird has a liquor license?
No.
No, that's what they're going for now.
My sister has, but this one.
No, I'm sure it's the, you guys were liquor for this one, but I was asking the other location where they're not.
No,
Boston Road
no,
one.
that is just a takeout.
Okay.
Let's ask the committee, if any committee members have any questions for Mr. Bird?
I got a couple questions.
Go ahead.
So you say you're taking over the existing location?
Yeah, Eugene.
Yes.
All right, so are you doing any work there?
No.
So you're just turnkey, you're coming in, picking, and keeping it going, same
Changing
everything?
decorations?
No changes.
No changes to decorations?
Oh, decoration different. Decoration different. but-
Is that a recommendation?
It's just adjusting.
The kitchen, everything stays the same, you're not touching nothing?
No.
Just FYI, because I think I remember this from last time.
Under UG?
Yeah, I'm looking at the violations, you know, there's a lot of violations on that property. Well, I mean, I'm going to assume you attached the property profile, so. Oh. I saw the property profile.
Yeah.
Unless I'm looking at the wrong, what is this? Is this?
Property profile.
Okay, this is a different, okay, that's different. You're looking at.
So you gave us a property profile, but you gave it for 936 East 233rd Street.
That's not problem.
That's not us, that's not you.
No.
233rd is you, right?
Nah, I'm White Plains Road.
No, he's like,
That's not,
No.
that's something else.
So anyway, so 1345 East Dunhill Road, I mean, there's a lot about it, I remember it now, I'm looking at it. And a lot of it had to do with some sort of extension they did at the back of your yard, is that extension still there, like a wood structure back there?
Yes, I think they import doing that now.
I'm not gonna hold you to it, but eventually, for next time you come for your renewal, I would like to see some sort of movement on how you're gonna resolve the situation. But we said this to the last person, and if I'm looking at it still there. I just wanna make sure that, you know, you're not taking over for somebody else's issue that we're never taking care of.
So what's the actual number
1345 East Gun Hill Road.
Is that's your address?
Yes.
1345 East Gun Hill Road, between Seymour, right?
Yeah.
Seymour.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Right across the street.
Seymour and Fish Avenue.
yeah.
It's right
Right, so
across from the
for this
pizza place.
FYI, just, going to the Department of Buildings website, and type in your address, look at the violation, and see how you can start correcting them. For next time you come, you can see some sort of movement.
Okay, the next time when you fill this out, do not give us the address that you have here, which is 233. It has nothing to do with the site of the establishment. Okay, so that's why when you're looking it up, and when you looked it up in the Department of Buildings, we saw nothing, there's nothing here saying there's anything's wrong, but there are some things that are wrong, and you have to correct those, like you said.
Yes.
You have to take care of immediately.
The landlord doing it now, in the process of doing it now.
In the process of doing what now, sir?
Taking care of the violation.
But you didn't know there was violation, you said.
I didn't know, but yesterday he told me, they show me a paper.
It's fine, listen, like I said, I'm not gonna hold you to it. All right. Just for next, when you come back for your review.
No, I want you to bring something back. No. You need to show us, we'll take that into consideration, but he needs to bring us back some proof that these have been taken care of. Because these violations have been outstanding for how long?
Oh, they've been around for a while. Violations been around for a while.
So you need to clean that up before you can go on, okay? And we will take into consideration that, we'll give you a month, maybe 2 months, but you have to submit to the board that you have taken care of those violations.
That's fair. I mean, you can, within.
Can you do it in 2 months?
You could do something, trust me.
I will try.
But is
I
it
don't
all
know
on
what is
the-
violation so far. You know, tell me say you have to enforce. So I don't know exactly what is it, so.
Okay.
I never tell me when
Okay.
The way the city works is, you submit a certificate of correction stating the violation.
Yeah, of
Corrected.
course, my thing
But
was
they
just-
take time, like over 2 months to take care of it.
Exactly.
But as long as they submit, they'll show us proof they submitted, then we do it.
Yeah, because he just,
Yeah.
started it, and I know.
Who corrects the violations? Who corrects the violations on the commercial property? Is it the landlord or is it the business owner?
So
It should be the landlord.
ultimately, the violation gets issued to the building owner.
Okay.
Right? So in this case, it was issued to Claudio Odisi. Maybe that's probably the person from Ultimate Grill, or whoever that was. So,
Do you know, who's the owner of the building? Do you know who it is now?
Mark, I think it's Idaho, something like that.
right, so the violations usually the violations get issued to an entity, either the building owner or the operator of the establishment, right? And, they become very expensive to take care of the longer they're there. You see what I'm saying? So, it's in the best interest of not only yourself, but also the owner of the property to make sure that these violations are taken care of. Like that, this will interfere with your renewals moving forward. Even though it has nothing to do with you, but it does, because if we don't approve, we don't cannot operate. So then you have to put pressure on the building owner and say, listen, we need for you to take care of this ASAP.
Okay, so please make sure that this is taken care of within the next 2 months, and I need to see something coming back.
Okay.
Can you tell him where he needs to find out what the violations are? Does he know?
No, he got this.
You know? Okay, good. Okay,
His lawyer got this for him.
Okay, good. Okay.
No, you'd be surprised, Wayne. Yeah, sometimes when the owners come in here and sometimes they bring their lawyers with them, because the fact that the lawyers are the ones that have filing all the documentation. And they know more about the establishment than the owner of the property, the storefront. Yeah, so he said, he mentioned Claudia, which is your attorney.
No,
Claudio?
I don't know Claudio.
No, I mentioned Claudio.
Oh, I'm sorry.
In regards to who the violations were issued to. Claudio P. Idosi or Lorais.
That's, I don't know, but,
The address is, I want to get the address.
Your attorney is Claudia?
No. Claudio is, I assume, Mark Idesio, or I can't pronounce it, is the owner for the building now. The father was the owner, my father died last year,
So the son take over.
Okay, I still need, I'm a little bit uneasy with what I'm hearing and what's going on. I need to see that this is being complied with, okay?
Okay.
Any other questions? Any questions from the virtual group? No questions? Okay, thank you, Mr. Burke. Just have a, just stay where you are. The next person from Primrose Cricket Club. And you're doing a renewal.
Yes.
Tell me what's happening with your place. How's things going?
But so far, everything is perfect.
Everything good with your building?
What's the address?
3836 West Main Street.
3836?
Yeah. Because the only thing was wrong, we had a,
Seems that way. Oh, that's what I'm saying. It seems like, you know, whatever. Oh,
Now I got it even better. Oh, I thought you were like that. 38, I got it.
3836.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, no other questions? Oh, we're still working on you, I'm sorry.
yeah, no. I was just saying that, the only thing we had, we just did a complete roof. Not this rain, but the earlier rain, like last year early, we got, actually flooding. And we had to redo the roof, the whole complete roof.
Yeah.
That's one of the problems.
You're one of our blessings. You don't have too many problems. You don't have any problems. We don't have problems with you guys. Thank God. So I'm glad you came. Thank you for coming. Are there any questions for these gentlemen? Wayne?
No.
Well, I was asked to bring a floor plan.
They tell you to bring the floor plan. God bless you.
Good.
Okay. Unfortunately, we can't make a copy. But,
No, wait, this is a copy. We made a copy.
Oh, you got one then. Put it as part of his file. I keep a file at home.
Let me see what you have.
It was made by Staples, so.
That's my copy?
Yes. That's
Oh,
your
my God bless you. Okay.
My buddy Earl McIntosh.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
My boss.
Hey, you want?
Yeah. I'll pull up everything. Okay. Since there's no further, are there any questions for us?
Well, no, my president, pretty sure that they maybe had a copy of this, but,
I think we do. Thank you.
there's a paper here that I signed and, our big person is,
For the renewal?
yeah, he's in Florida, he went to Florida. He signed it, but he
You
made
mean the stipulation?
he made a mistake with it, it's right, the 23rd instead of the 24th.
Okay, we can change it. This is what you're giving us?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is something that's not of the team, but this is me, that's represents.
So give me the rest, give me the whole packet.
Okay.
Give me the whole packet.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, okay.
Okay.
Let me just put in the date at 19.
Is what your square footage of your place? How big is it?
Huh?
How big is the place?
From what?
Yeah.
You see your bodyguard?
We go, we have upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just curious what kind of club this is.
It's an event, it's a.
Like a social.
It's a social, it's a men's social. It's a men's
That's
social.
what, that's the question, that's all.
Yeah. It's a men's social club,
Man and woman.
men and women?
Yeah.
It feels like.
Now we have an auxiliary, we have, a woman are part of it, because, we have women secretary and treasurer around that kind.
Okay.
No functions.
You wouldn't even know that place is there.
Right.
And it's been there for a long
And it's
time.
been there a long time.
Yeah, we just celebrated 110 years.
What?
October, last October,
Wow.
Okay.
110 years.
The cricket club or that building?
The cricket club.
The club. That's something moving around. That's something been like about over 50 years now. But the club started from Harlem, from all the way up.
Okay. So does the cricket club, does it actually exist? Do they play or do you guys?
Yeah, well, yeah. We dominoes also, because domino tournament going on.
Cricket.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They will play by Van Coast and Park. That's how.
Okay.
Done by Van Coast.
See, I remember that about you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
It's
can
new
I get a motion from my, committee in reference to one, what was it, Hummingbird, recommending that we approve the new owners, the new license for that establishment? Who wants to make a motion for that?
I'll second.
Ariel. Brenda. All in favor?
Aye.
You heard the
In reference
recommendation.
to, the Primrose Cricket Club, can I get a motion for, approving a renewal on this establishment? Ariel again?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Did you put your recommendation of the decor?
Huh?
Your recommendation for the decor of the hummingbird?
Oh,
Yes.
there's a stipulation.
She thinks she needs to change the decor.
Update the decor. We're joking with you. We're joking.
It's over your head, it's over your head.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you guys, thanks for coming.
All right.
So now I'm gonna also put in reference to,
Thank you.
I know that we're waiting for some more documentation of the building violations. So it's a stipulation.
We'll cheer up, okay?
Okay. So thank you very much. Have a good evening.
I'm at, my brother. You good? Thank you very much. This is all big. So now I'll visit sometime. There's some changes. Just a few, man. Good luck. Let me hit the. Give my pen, man.
Later, guys. Good night.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Let me stop. You see that store today?
Okay.
All right, so.
Hold on. Okay. I want to say it was very productive, and very informative. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the longest meeting I've had in a long time.
And they're gonna get
Well,
longer.
last time, one didn't happen last time.
They're gonna get longer.
You didn't even get to go through everything. It would have been till 10.
If everybody would have been here, we would have been here till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I prayed on it.
Thank you.
Thank you for praying.
Thank you.
I just want to say to everyone, thank you for being there. You got your-
Hello.
Yes.
We scheduled for a meeting as well tonight, so.
What's the name of your establishment?
It's Radix Hospitality.
Radis Hospitality, yes. 936, 938?
Yes.
That's bad. The one that
I think my attorney Charles Lang is on the right, but I think you need to unmute.
We just had him.
No, that wasn't him.
That was the difference, yes.
Did you just come on or you were always here?
I've been online.
I'm so sorry. Can I have
It's
your
okay.
name?
Excuse. My attorney there, Charles Lang, it seems like he's not unmuting his phone.
I'm sorry, but you are kind of muffled, so I'm trying to get your name.
My name is Merrick Richards.
Can you put it in the chat?
Can you put it in the chat so we can read it? Because the fact that it's
a little,
it's
hard to,
it's
yeah,
hard to
understand.
hear you unless you enunciate correctly. I got it.
is the gentleman underneath him with him? Because he seems like he's trying to talk.
Yeah. Did you submit your payment, your documentation?
Yeah, my lawyer posted everything. I don't know what's wrong with his end of the line. He's probably on mute or.
Check your audio or your audio settings.
Yeah, you're muted.
This one is. Yeah, that for some reason.
Charles.
I think you took the wrong person.
took the wrong
Charles, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, yes. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you, I apologize.
Okay, that's
All right, my name's Charles Lynn. I'm an attorney and I'm representing Radix Hospitality as a brand new restaurant lounge at 938 East 233rd Street. And as I had said, Merrick Richards is here with me. Merrick's brother also, Telroy Richards, is going to be partners. So the two brothers are partners in this new restaurant. It's a full on-premises restaurant, liquor, beer, and wine. Again, its name is Radix Hospitality. The crossroads, it's at 938 East 233rd Street. The crossroads are Paulding and Bronxwood Avenues. There is not a church or a school on the same street or avenue within 200 feet of the premises. As far as a 500-foot, what's interesting is that within 500 feet, there are no licensed on-premises establishments now. So this will be the only restaurant within 500 feet in that area. The Richards family, they got involved in this premises because their family owns a home at 224th Street between Barnes and Bronxwood Avenue. And they became aware of the fact that this premises was available. The premises was previously a restaurant. It was called, and the sign is still up, as H&C Restaurant and Bar. It has an adverse license history because that premises their liquor license was canceled. I believe to the effect that they were on a temporary permit and that they operated before that temporary permit was issued, which is a mandatory cancellation of not only the temp, but the application itself. As far as my clients are concerned, they have no license history. They have not been on any liquor licenses previously. They have never owned a restaurant before, but they are business people and they've seen the opportunity in this area, again, being familiar that their family has a home here, that this would be a good opportunity to open up a restaurant. They're planning on putting a substantial investment into this property. Although it's a small restaurant, it's only 1,800 square feet. They are probably going to be putting at least $200,000 into the premises. And this is all funds that they already have. There's no loan funds that are going to be involved. They have an engineer, an architect that has already filed plans with the building department. The premises itself, again, is about 1,800 square feet. There is a full kitchen that runs about 450 square feet. There's a dining area that runs about 500 square feet. The clients will run a Jamaican restaurant, Jamaican food. They don't have a menu yet, and the reason for that is they don't specifically have a chef right now. I don't know whether you're familiar with the State Liquor Authority, the way that's running now, but applications, as incredible as it may seem, is taking 10 to 11 months for applications to be approved by the Liquor Authority. So they will have, in essence, plenty of time to finalize what the menu will be, but it will be a first-class operation. With regards to the type of operation, again, it's a restaurant and a lounge. The hours of operation will be from Sunday through Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. On Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, we're looking to close at a 2 p.m. closing. There will be dancing at the premises. There will be karaoke. There will be a DJ, but there also will be soundproofing within the area, which they're utilizing their architect to make sure that there's proper soundproofing. We do have the luxury of this being a commercial taxpayer, meaning that there are no residential units above the building to be concerned about that. But it is 233rd is a major commercial street, but there are residential units in the area. Because of that, and because they want to make sure that they operate a first-class type of restaurant, they will have security personnel. They will be licensed security personnel to be inclusive of not only inside of the restaurant, but also outside as well. Parking is basically street parking, although they are adjacent within the building to a liquor store, and the liquor store has additional parking on the side of the building. There will be additional lighting, and luckily we do have the liquor store has the additional lighting as well within that parking area. The two gentlemen are involved in business. One's Merrick works for a wholesale retail food operator, and Telroyd works for also a wholesale operator for food, and have been at those businesses for many years. They look at this as a good opportunity, again, knowing the area. The premises has had an adverse license history, but they have no connection to the prior people that own the premises. They executed a lease with the landlord, has no involvement whatsoever with the prior owners. With the dancing and the karaoke and everything else, they are very concerned about that this premises be in the public interest. Like I say, there are no other restaurants within, or bars or any eating establishments within 500 feet. They will maintain, both of them will maintain full management of the premises. Telroyd will be expending a little more time at the premises than Merrick will, because Telroyd, fortunately, because of his years in the business that he's been in, he works basically on a virtual on his computer, so he has the luxury of being able not to be stuck with regards to being at his business. Merrick will expend some hours in the evening and basically on the weekends to maintain proper management of the premises.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lin. Any questions for Mr. Lin or Mr. Rick?
Yeah, I know you mentioned that you guys filed with the Department of Buildings. Do you have the permit number by any chance, or who's the architect that's finding the job, or that filed the job?
Merrick should be able to tell you that. I apologize for not knowing the specific name. Merrick, you still on?
He's on mute.
Why is he on? I apologize. I don't have the name of the individual, but I know that the plans have been filed. I didn't bring the full file with me because I'm not in my home. I was having computer problems. But
you have the permit number or the applicant's name?
Merrick,
the applicant's name is the corporation. It's Radix Hospitality International.
I could give you his name. His name is Semyon, Semion. His last name is
I'm gonna put it in the chat.
NIK.
You can just add the names to the chat.
All right.
And just, and do me a favor, put the permit number on the chat also, if you don't mind.
Yeah, the name of that.
We didn't get a permit yet. We got approval.
That's fine, put the application number, it starts with X. X00. Maybe the DOB system is down, so I can't. If you're looking at the drawings, the job number should be on the bottom right. No, it actually, I just want to know besides that. If you can't find it, just try to provide it. I'll check it in the morning. On another note, this location before was very problematic with the 4-7. I know that you guys said that you're taking over from the prior owners. One issue that we had, and it was a very, very bad issue, was the double parking, especially when it became a lounge at after 10 o'clock. How or what guarantees you gonna give this board that that's not gonna happen? And the reason why I'm saying is because we've had many issues that the cops went there and people got very aggressive with the 4-7. And it was because people that were going to that bar, lounge, after 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 in the morning, that were double parking, drinking outside and making a lot of noise. So again, I know you have nothing to do with the prior establishment, but what guarantees you, as the new owner, can give this board today that that's not gonna happen?
Well, before Merrick addresses that, that's the reason.
Sir, not you. This is for the gentleman, please.
Well, no, I was just going to preface the fact that I did say that there were going to be security both inside the premises and outside for that very reason. So now I'll let Merrick talk.
You're on mute.
Merrick is on mute. I'll jump in. So again, to Lloyd Richards here. I do understand that. I do understand, know what goes on in the area very well. So one of the things that I will do, even before this place is open, I'm going to introduce myself to the 47 precinct. I'm pretty close with Alexander Went and met Mr. Hasty and a couple of these guys quite a few times. So
that has nothing to do with what I'm asking, sir. It's
no,
okay.
no, well,
I'm getting, sir, you can't come here and throw out names, right? Because this is not that type of meeting. I'm asking the gentleman what guarantees we have.
Who is he?
I have no idea what that is. But you cannot, what guarantees we have that this is not gonna happen? That's what I asked. And I asked the gentleman, I didn't ask you or the other person. And you come in and saying, I know the speaker, I know Alex. It's okay that you know these people, but that's irrelevant who you know. We're here to ask questions about who's gonna operate this new establishment and how they're gonna operate it, because the people that were there were bad neighbors. So I need to know from this gentleman here, how are you, as the owner or one of the owners, gonna make sure that this is not gonna happen? And it has nothing to do with security or cameras. What guarantees you can give this board that that's not going to happen, that you're not gonna have this event?
First of all, I mean, I'm gonna respect my neighbors, because if I live in a neighborhood, I want to be respected the same way, and we'll have security. And the fact that we're gonna be in this establishment all the hours that it's open, my brother will be there in the morning, I'll be there after. We will enforce certain policies and procedures. So I'll start from the top, okay? And we will make sure that I'm not gonna disturb my neighbors. And this is a neighborhood that I've grown up in. I understand, as you said, the incident that happened there. But if you put policies and procedures in place and you work with the community, just like you guys and the 47 precinct, I'm sure Doug's problem, we could jump ahead of those problems. I'm not saying they're going to be not one or two people that's going to try and do it. But if we as the owner say, hey, listen, this is our establishment. We want to respect our neighbors, just like you would like someone to respect you if this business were in your neighborhood. So therefore, that's one reason why we said we want to start off with security. And part of the security job is to enforce that no double parking.
Sorry.
Sorry, he mentioned liquor lounge, the lawyer, they said they're gonna use the parking.
No,
No, they can't.
The gentleman said that Liquorland has their own parking. Yeah, but Liquorland doesn't double park. It's this particular
But
staff.
I thought when he mentioned liquor land that they had.
No. Liquorland, they cannot park.
They can't park there, no, because usually, you say right.
Yeah.
Okay,
In this case, they
so he
can.
just
And it's not a laundromat.
Yeah.
The laundromat's across the street.
Thank you, thanks for answering my question, appreciate it.
Juan, I have a question.
John Isaac?
I just want to let them know that if they rent the place out to promoters, whatever, that they're still responsible for what goes on, because we had a couple establishments that came and they with the 47 precinct, and their complaint was that they rent the place out of promoters, so they weren't responsible for
no promoters, absolutely no promoters.
We
can
will
guarantee
not,
that there will be
not
no
have
promoters.
John.
That's the C word. You can't allow promoters. That's what destroys a restaurant. And I told them originally when they came to me, if you're going to put in over $200,000 into this restaurant, you cannot have promoters, because they don't give a damn about how many people come into that restaurant. So, and also the liquor authority will absolutely guarantee that they will require no promoters.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lynn. Robert?
Yeah, just quickly, what's the occupancy on the building, and what's the ratio of that occupancy to available parking spots realistically?
I submitted a certificate of occupancy. It's a use group 6, eating and drinking establishment. It will be less than 74, so there will be no requirement for a place of assembly permit. That other question, the ratio, I don't know.
Well, so you said for example, you said the maximum occupancy is 74 people.
We will not go beyond 74.
Okay, and how many spots are there in that liquor license or the liquor store next door?
No, there's no street parking, Robert.
Oh, it's just street parking for
Yeah.
74.
Yes.
All right, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, so that was my concern, Robert, because again, I live here, so I know this very well. So that was my concern regarding the prior people that were there. And another thing, I would like for you guys to apply for updated letter of no objection with this year on it. The last letter of no objection that was there is from 2001. So if you could start applying for a letter of no objection with an up-to-date date stating that the DOB has no objection with you guys occupying this place for eating and drinking establishment for less than 74 people. All right, I would like to see it updated to letter of no objection.
So that's fine, okay.
That'll be part of that'll be part of your, that'll be part of our motion, that you can at least start the process and at least pay for it, because I know it takes time, but at least start the process, pay for it, send us the receipt from DOB stating you paid for it with the application attached to it, so we can put it in our file.
Okay.
Okay.
What are the hours of operation?
You said from, I think, the hours of operation, I think you got them wrong. You said from 11 PM to 2 PM?
No, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Sunday through Wednesday.
That makes sense.
10 a.m. to 2 a.m. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Wait, hold on a second.
Yeah, repeat that?
Yeah, so you said from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.?
To 1 a.m.
Oh, you said PM. Okay, right. All right, thank you guys.
Okay,
Yeah, no, it's egress on those places. How do people get out if there's a fire and all that stuff?
I can't hear you.
The egress.
Yeah, in the back, there's something in the back.
Did you saw this?
I didn't see that, sorry.
You should have in your packet.
Sorry, guys, one of our board members is
Don't
asking
worry
a
about it, don't
question.
worry about it. No one else here, so.
That's a very good question.
But they're gonna be dancing and they're all crowded.
No, so one of our board members is just asking in regards to egress. being that, he's asking the question. So you wanna chime in regards to egress, how much egress you're providing for the occupant load you're proposing?
Yes, the storefront is a two-store combination. So I think I supplied the exact number of being, I think, 64 feet as being the distance for the egress in the front. I apologize because I don't remember. I was at the premises as to whether there is a exit in the back. I'm not certain.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
We have one more question and then we're gonna take a vote. Brenda?
Yes, East 33rd is a very busy route for BX31. Yes, bus, yes, BX31. Pretty much very thoroughfare. So that also needs to be put into consideration.
Yes, we do. And as I said, we will work with the community on every effort to, as I said, double parking is something that we will not allow. And, as I said, we are going into this business to, be a good establishment. And we're going to follow all rules and guidelines. That's why we even go as far as to get an architectural plan sent to DOB. We are following every steps.
Good.
And we're going to start off on the right foot. So any comments or any recommendation that you guys could give us to make us better, so we could be a permanent part of the community, we will look forward to that as well.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. We're gonna take a vote right now on reference to your establishment. Can I get a motion from the committee?
I make a motion, we approve, or we send a letter of recommendation for the new liquor license for, sorry.
Radix.
Hospitality.
Located at 936-938 East 232nd Street. With the condition that you're gonna send us the copy of the receipt for the letter of no objection and the application attached to it, okay?
Yes.
I will get those to you, no problem.
Thank you, appreciate it. Second.
Second,
I don't know, second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.
All right, thank you for your time, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank
You too.
Bye-bye.
Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, virtually and in person, we're wrapping it up right now. It is now 8:32, oh my God, 8:32. And I'm gonna close this meeting tonight. I wanna thank everybody on virtual for attending, and I'm gonna thank my committee for their patience. And I'm glad they came. So you all have a very good night, and I'll see you next week.
See you on Thursday.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wave.
Oh. Now we can talk?
No, not yet, not yet.
Yeah, let's go, yeah.